Okay, here is the state capital of California, and today thousands of people show up to the state capital to do a peaceful rally, demand for health care, particularly medical and Medicare cuts that need to be eliminated. So you could see a lot of people here. All of the sign, because these people depend on medical benefits. Come over here, Moni.
Marching up to freedom, ain't gonna let injustice turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching up to freedom. Ain't gonna let racism turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let racism turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching up to freedom. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on a walking, keep on a talking, marching up to freedom land.
All right, thank you again. Next we have a protest song, No Nos Moverán. No nos moverán como un árbol firme junto al río. No nos moverán. Standing up for immigrants. Standing up for immigrants. No nos moverán. Standing up for immigrants. No nos moverán como un árbol firme junto al río. No nos moverán. Unidos en la lucha, unidos en la lucha, no nos moverán. Unidos en la lucha, no nos moverán como un árbol firme junto al río. No nos moverán. Last time. No nos moverán. No nos moverán como un árbol firme junto al río. No nos moverán.
In 3, we exercise our right to assemble. 4, that's when the proud and mighty start to tremble. Just in case you're wondering,
fighting suppression at every level. We cannot ignore suppression anymore. We cannot ignore fascism. We cannot ignore hate in our community. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Silence helps the oppressors, not the oppressed. That is why in labor we organize. That is why we mobilize. And I am here to tell y'all, if we engage together like we're engaging here today, if we organize together like we organize here today, if we mobilize together like we're mobilizing here today, we are unstoppable. And they can't touch us, and that is what they're afraid of. That is why they're splitting us apart. That is why they're separating us. That is why every day you hear something different. But I am here to tell them, we are gonna fight, we are gonna organize, and we are gonna mobilize. And come 2026, we are gonna replace some people. Come 2028, we are gonna make some changes. Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Now, most of you may not know this, but Dr. Porter, you mind coming over here, brother? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me say it again. Good afternoon. Thanks, Boma, for the introduction. My name is Dr. Jacoy Porter, and I'm proud to stand here today as the president of the National Action Network Sacramento chapter. I'm also under the leadership of Reverend Al Sharpton, and I'm also the senior pastor of the Genesis Church in South Sacramento. I got one, thank you. But beyond my titles, I am honored to stand before you as a voice for justice, a witness to hope, and a vessel of truth committed to carrying forward the legacy of the late great Congressman John Lewis. Can we give it up for his legacy and his memory? Today, on the anniversary of his passing, we gather not just to remember his life, but to recommit to the movement. Congressman Lewis challenged us when he said, get in good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the soul of America. And so here we are, getting into good trouble. Can somebody say good trouble? Say it again, good trouble.
Good trouble.
Not chaos, not confusion, but purposeful, moral, and necessary trouble. The kind that confronts injustice and declares boldly, the people still have power. We didn't come out here today just to make noise, but we came to make change. Who came to make change on today? We stand against every voter suppression bill, every attempt to criminalize protests. We stand against every policy designed to steal our voice and strip away our dignity. We stand against, from the SAVE Act to the silent courts, from book bans to ballot box blockades, and especially that big, bad, ugly bill. We see it all, and we will not be silent. Can you say that? We will not be silent. Say it. We will not be silent. Let me be clear. In this nation built on the blood and sweat of the oppressed, power does not belong to the people. This is more than a protest. This is a moral reckoning. This is not just a resistance, it's a resurrection. We're not just reacting, but we are rebuilding. We're picking up the torch that John Lewis carried through Selma. We're marching with the strength of our ancestors and the faith of our future. And we are here to say Sacramento and California will not sit back while democracy is being dismantled. So I say to every leader, every neighbor, every young person, every old, don't just watch history, but make it.
All right, that's what
Don't
we're
just
here for.
admire John Lewis, live like him. Get into good trouble. Speak up, organize, vote, march, and fight with faith. Say it, fight with faith, fight with faith. Say it again, fight with faith. And as we do, I leave you with these words from Galatians 6 and 9. It says, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. How many believe that on today? So listen, Sacramento and everyone else, don't grow weary, stay in the fight, and let good trouble live on through us. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Porter. So our next speaker is California Assembly Member Maggie Krell.
Good afternoon, Sacramento. Who's ready for some good trouble today? Earlier today in South Sacramento, in a Home Depot parking lot, more than 10 people were arrested by Border Patrol. What is this Trump administration about? Is this about public safety? No. When they rip apart our Medicaid program, is that about health? Is anyone healthier because of this?
No.
When they defund Planned Parenthood to punish women who have the audacity to want to control their own bodies, is that about health? Is that about safety? What about when they cut federal jobs? Does that make us safer? No. Just ask the survivors of the flood in Cara, Texas. This administration has failed in every single possible way. They've failed on public safety, they've failed on healthcare, they've failed on the economy, and they're failing us. And what do we do when we're failed by our government? Here in a democracy, we vote them out. So let's get ready to do that. 2026, midterms. 2028, new president. But we can't wait till then. We have to fight and we have to raise our voices every single day. Look, I was at the immigration courthouse just a few hours ago, trying to check out what's going on, trying to find out what's happening to these people that got detained. And I saw this little waiting room where there's a shelf and a glass box with books. These are children's books for kids to read while they're waiting for their parents to do their immigration check-ins. And it reminded me the last time I was in one of these rooms. I was helping somebody with their asylum case, and I remember going outside with the boy so that he could look at books like that, so that he wouldn't have to hear his mom describe the abuses that she suffered and her certain fate if she was sent back with him to Honduras. But guess what? The people in that courthouse right now aren't going to have that chance. They're not going to have their day in court because ICE's discriminate raids are taking people away. They're dropping cases off the calendar and literally detaining people and trying to disappear them without due process, without safety. Can we stand for this?
No.
Can we stand for this? Hell no. No. So that's why we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting and we're going to keep making good trouble. And I'll tell you something, I've been in the legislature now for about 6 months. And one of the things you learn pretty quick is that labor, they don't lose, okay? So we need to follow their lead so we can start winning elections. And what they've been talking about this whole time is exactly what the American people are crying out for. Good paying jobs, access to healthcare, housing people can't afford. And that's what we're gonna fight for, and that's what we're gonna win. Because when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win.
For Maggie Krell. So our next speaker is a community leader. Welcome to the stage, Dr. Flo.
Dr. Flo.
Hello, Sacramento! We are here today because we believe. We believe that the circumstances that we are currently in are not permanent circumstances. We are here today to honor John Lewis. And I want to talk about John Lewis because so many of us, you know, I'm middle-aged now, so, you know, those of us who were not around during the Civil Rights Movement, think about John Lewis as Congressman John Lewis. But John Lewis was 25 at the March on Selma. He was a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. He was one of the people just like us. upset about the conditions that were being faced, and taking important action. And so I am so glad to see so many faces in this crowd today, because we are history, and we are standing up and saying, this is not the way things will be. We are standing up today to say that the future is better. We are standing up today to say that more is possible. We can do so much better than not just caging parents, but there are children who are also being ripped from their families and taken to Texas and alone without even legal representation or facing judges and being asked to do things that no child should do. We have to remember that so much of what's happening right now is not just the big picture things we see on the news, but it's also the stuff that is so chaotic right now that doesn't even sometimes make the news. We have an obligation to do what's right, because the time is always right to do what's right. Amen. And what that means for us right now is that we certainly vote, and we certainly show up and get involved. But it also means taking those actions right now to be able to stand when you have some privilege, when you have something that someone else doesn't, and looking to your neighbors and taking care of them. Because we help each other. That is how we will get through this. We can't fight with one another right now. We have to fight the powers that are trying to destroy democracy, that are trying to further destroy the very freedoms that we have fought for, that are trying to intimidate us and make us scared to stand up and do the right thing. So at every single juncture, when we are asked, who would we be in history? That question is, who are we today? And the answer is, better than this. The answer is that we are not standing by silently, assuming that somebody else is going to do it. We are the people, and we are going to make the changes we need. So that involves making sure that we're involved locally as well. There are ways that we can push back and resist right here in California, right here in Sacramento, and we need to do that. Because the truth is that this fight that is happening at the federal level is also happening here. We're talking about banning people who have nowhere to go from sleeping outside. We're talking about right now not protecting and standing up to immigrants. We're talking about taking away some of the progress we've made on equity because we're afraid of what the federal government's going to do to us. Again, when we ask ourselves who we would be in history, it's who we are right now. So we need to fight. Fight in the organizations you work for. Fight in the community you live in. Continue to fight. Because it is true that when we fight, we win. Absolutely. And the win doesn't always happen immediately. We have to remember that we can't just say, oh, we fought one time and it didn't work out. We got to go lick our wounds, dust ourselves up, and get right back out there. This is a long fight. It is going to take us time to not just claw back what we had, but also to build what we were trying to build and what we should have been building from the time that this country was founded. And we didn't do it. We've missed the mark. So I don't want anybody in this audience to think that if you don't have a specific title, that if you don't have a certain amount of money, that you don't have the power to do something. Because each and every one of the people who have been part of the history of this country started out being just the same as any one of us. People who cared, people who showed up, and people who were committed. And so that's my charge to you today, is to remind yourself, even in the darkest hours, that more is possible. Even when you are feeling down about a loss, to remember to keep fighting. To remember to get in good trouble, necessary trouble. That you don't have to have anything special to be a leader and to serve. And so that's what we need right now in this moment, is for people to be willing to stand up and serve. And I look forward to serving with you. Thank you.